your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things most slept on.
All things?
All things.
You're listening to community radio at its best. Uptown Radio, WJYN, 98.5 FM, serving Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The opinions of this program are not the opinions of the station management or the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation.
You are now listening to WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, and here now, Most Slept On Radio with your host, Big Cuz Live. And we will be talking everything hip-hop, everything meaning everything. We need to talk about the best events, from open mics to the festivals. We need to talk to the best producers, best DJs, best MCs, and have the best interviews, the best photographers, best graphic designers, dancers, and promoters. We need to talk about how to get our young artists set up and not taken advantage of. We need to talk about how to brand yourself and create new ways to make money off of things that you love to do. We need to talk about how to make a difference in our community with hip-hop, and we need to hear from you, hear what's going on, what's happening out there in North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, Northeast Philly, and all around. We definitely need to talk about what hip-hop means, helping important people, help other people, and we need to do this at all times. You are now connected, plugged in, logged on, tuned to the right channel. This is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, and you are listening to Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from Uptown, North Broad Street, 98.5 WJYN on your FM radio dial.
The 360, clever when you figure it out, nice and crispy. It's like treble up with the bass, it just hit me. Hear it out the back of the trunk and hear it every day in your mind. Try to make it through the next one. Payments at the end of the month, and in the work they play that funk and twist that thing up, then we blow that skunk and some people taking chemicals. Some people think they big and bad, but it ain't nothing. Going through life here, some people be talking, some people be bluffing, some people bout something, yo, connect with them. Some people be talking bullshit off chin, like when you stay on them, then they lose eye contact. That's real corny, man. Need to stop that. It's time to get free. Cut the games, man, and I burn tracks, trailblazer, set a lane, and that path I laid, burn like a set of lane. Hard work, heavy game, persevering, making change. Tell me why I gotta be like that. Sometimes it'll be like that. Yeah. Gotta be like that. Sometimes it'll be like that. Yeah. Gotta be like that. Sometimes it'll be like that. Yeah. Gotta be like that. Sometimes it'll be like that. I don't like this world, it's full of triteness. In the midst of a man's heart is where the spite is. They say that we were made in a likeness, but we're unlike creation, cause we're really living lifeless. If they never made money, life would be priceless. Now people judge each other on personal items. People wanna get to the top, just like Mike did, but everybody always forgets Mike sacrifices. What you believe in, yo, heaven or hell? You're gonna be a sucker, you're gonna prevail. You're gonna go legal, keep dipping in jail. Find a way to make paper and start doing it well. Cause either way you go, you got to pay them fees. And no matter what you do, you got to pay them dues. Half Parker Lewis, dog, I can't lose. The other half is Ray Charles, make it do what it do, baby. Tell me why I gotta be like that. Sometimes it'll be like that. Yeah. Gotta be like that. Sometimes it'll be like that. Yeah. Gotta be like that. Sometimes it'll be like that. Yeah. Gotta be like that. Sometimes it'll be like that. Yeah. Hey yo, it's time to get free. Don't waste time, be where you gotta be. Hey yo, it's time to get free. Don't waste time, do what you gotta do. Be where you gotta be. It's time to get free. Don't waste time, be what you gotta be. Do what you gotta do and don't never lose. Time to break free, can't never lose. Can't never lose. It's time to get free. Huh? It's time to get free. Huh? It's time to get free. We won't never lose. Time to get free. Huh? It's time to get free. It's time to get free. to the edge of the cliff. Take it down to the end of the spliff. We doing all that. Fall back if you ain't doing it right. Joe Clark, we lock it down tonight. There's no coming back. We let it flow in an amazing array. Teef and E1 beats, do it for days. Started on Gerard, then we took the stage. Sitting witness an amazing display. Get out the way, huh? Every old head can't show you the way. And every young boy ain't making a change. Never awkward as I speak once I've taken the stage. Profoundly impressing, manage poetics into the game. Acronym of a player knowing the way. Not a bird, never plain, getting low as summer lane. Tell the planet on the daily, represent and maintain. Never tame a word's use if it's proof in the slang. Treat a beat like shoes, lace the pattern and I get it on. They trying to build a tower as they Babylon. No truth plus confusion haven't fallen off. Razor sharp resonance of a renaissance. I was raised around Mercedes with the doctrine of the greatest master of a few trades. Call it inspiration. Talk life with Nate and Big in the square. Word is born, we making changes, doing something out here, huh? Riding out to the edge of the cliff. Take it down to the end of the spliff. We doing all that. Fall back if you ain't doing it right. Joe Clark, we lock it down tonight. There's no coming back. We let it flow in an amazing array. Teef and E1 beats, do it for days. Started on Gerard, then we took the stage. Sitting witness an amazing display. Get out the way. I'm with my daughter eating arancini. Money long leaning. Feeling tall as the wall, people on Mars see me. Do the knowledge to create new plans to set us free. We keep it all 100 on the stage or the streets. Proper alignment of speech creates a further reach. Virginia P said, I'm a speaker, so it be. I'm in Philly with the Maryland jersey. Hot Louisiana blood flow, pop off like cannons in the snow. So the impact is so cold. Teddy P flow, Uncle A say let it go. Synchronized with the sky, you can't compromise the glide, nor comprehend the prize. Think it over, don't test the pride. I stab a devil in the chest and I smack his wife. I close his eyes and kick him to the side. Found balance on the road as I peeled in the ride. Rainfall is a spark about to break night. Riding out to the edge of the cliff. Take it down to the end of the spliff. We doing all that. Fall back if you ain't doing it right. Joe Clark, we lock it down tonight. There's no coming back. We let it flow in an amazing array. Teef and E1 beats, do it for days. Started on Gerard, then we took the stage. Sitting witness an amazing display. Get out the way, huh? Till I survive. Teef is do or die. I don't like to use the word try. They never understand it coincides. It's not for me these words live and thrive. I might have been contrived just to stop suicides and unified, crucified, whatever the will of Yah. Weigh it out in good amounts so that it enhances ya. I could speak in ill figures and street sweepers with itchy triggers. Work trips and bundles from real niggas. But is that live or sick like it's over liquor? Losing from technical blows persuaded by another man who was making the payments. They faking on themselves for a check, and that ain't gangster. Anyone that's really doing some dirt will never tell ya. Always got they dish on the hush, avoid failure. Money stacked up on their own, you ain't gotta bail them. The streets never called you son, that was your neighbor. Not really a hard rock, cause you light it in the paper. You chasing more like a hater. They blind to the facts, can't touch it and lost flavor. You can't see what I can see. They blind. You're blind by the facts. It ain't nothing to work with people that I don't like. My main concern is that my plans always come out right. Everybody got talent, so be it if it may. I'm never too proud to get that paper any day. But ain't no talking later, go in hand in your biz. Do what you gotta do, leave the beat where it is. See, you can have drama, or we can have success. They too emotional, that's why they getting lesser checks. A bitch is a bitch, respect is respect. I don't expect any help, I move forward and rep. But if we rockin' out, then I got your back for the win. This is real life, time for pretending has ended. Real teeth, no dentures, I hope you get the message. Shout to my cousin in Texas, giving life to the senseless. Grandma always said it's a blessing. No developments arrested and the sound is a weapon. Cutting demons up in sections, smoke them in the session, sacrificial. My pencil is stronger than pistols. My range has no limits, and it's coming to get you. Readjusting the issue, it might hurt when it hits you. Teef.
Most slept on radio, Uptown Radio, 98.5 FM, WJYN. it is now Most Slept On Radio because it is now after 7 p.m. So from 7 to 9 p.m., you will hear the most slept oniest of the music and the interviews and the personalities that we have on this forum.
I don't think we have a copyright on Sleptiest though.
It's cool. We're gonna work on that. Make sure that you do that before I make the T-shirt. You got me?
All right, we can race.
Appreciate you. I got Teef on the boards. That was Big Cuz chiming in.
Yeah, what's going on? How's everybody?
You know what I mean? K is in the situation room with us. Poe is in here as usual.
Chilling. He always in the cut, chilling.
Always.
Most comfortable man in the room.
We most slept on. He most comfortable. We got special guests in the building. We got Q from SKE Records. SKE Records. I say Key. See, I've been sipping.
It's cool.
But I am sipping with Sammie, so y'all gotta understand me. But we good, man. How's everybody this evening? Cuz, what's up with you?
Look, man, it's been a great week. We've been running all week, and we're here now, and it's a good day. Most slept on.
I want you to do me a favor and tell the people about what we accomplished yesterday.
Yesterday, we successfully distributed 300 basketballs. We did a fundraiser last year, got 300 basketballs purchased from Five Below. Shout out. Yo, what's really dope about it, we touched every part of the city. We had Uptown represented by Sippin' with Sammie.
Right.
We had North Philly represented by Terry Starks, who brought South Philly with him. I didn't even know they were bringing South Philly up. South Philly was represented. And West Philly, we took balls out to the Recreation Center at 58th and King Sessing, and we had Fishtown, Kensington, represented by OT The Real, picking up a batch of balls. So it was a major move.
Covered all bases, and 300 basketballs is a lot to put it in perspective for people that don't understand what it is. It's the Philly Freedom Project. The initiative is to provide 10,000 free basketballs for the youth. If you know anything about basketball or about recreation, you know that one basketball can entertain about 20, 30 kids. Because once you get 10 on the court, 2 sets of winners, that's 20, right? You know what I mean? So 300 balls is more than a drop in the bucket, but we got a long way to go, and it's something that we're very proud of. And shout out to everybody that participated, that donated, that helped us pick up balls in the rain yesterday because it was torrential downpours when it was time to pick them rocks up. And we'll let y'all know where we're distributing. If you have anybody that could utilize such, let us know. We'll check out your organization and see if we could make something happen for y'all too, because we're here for the people. It's not just about being artists and entertainers. We do give back on a regular basis, and Big Cuz did a good job of orchestrating that 300 ball pickup, man. So I want to salute you for that, man. I appreciate you for that because it helps us all, man. That was real dope. Teef, what you think about it, Teef?
I think it's excellent. I know he came up with this idea a while ago, and it's good to see people coming out, you know what I mean, and helping the youth, because it really does make a difference when they got something to do. What occupies their mind during the day, you know what I mean, you can determine the choices that they make for the rest of the day. So if they're having fun, that's better than, you know what I mean, a lot of other things that are unfortunately available to them out here. You know
right.
What I mean? So.
And you know the first lady, she's still my first lady. I'm talking Michelle. She started the Go Play initiative and the workout, the 30 minutes a day thing, and this just helps with stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's things that have been put into place, and I don't know if 45 has shut any of it down, but it was a lot of things that was happening that was trying to get people in America back active and back, you know, socializing and out of their house and off of their phones and doing things that are make your blood pressure fluctuate and things like that. So the basketballs help with that. But we're gonna cut out of here in a second and get to some what we got? Commercials, music.
We got some music, and we got Q, the question in the building. SKE Records in the building.
Definitely talking to Q when we get back.
Mac, Sean Archer in the building. So we're gonna talk music. We're gonna talk hits. We're gonna talk books. We got a book writer in the building. So I'm excited.
So this is Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. Most Slept On, 7 to 9 p.m.
You are tuned in, Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things Most Slept On.
All things?
All things. Dawn. You are tuned in, Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things Most Slept On.
All things?
All things.
You're listening to community radio at its best. Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM, serving Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The opinions of this program are not the opinions of the station management or the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation.
You are now listening to WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, and here now, Most Slept On Radio with your host, Big Cuz Live. And we will be talking everything hip-hop, everything meaning everything. We need to talk about the best events, from open mics to the festivals. We need to talk to the best producers, best DJs, best MCs, and have the best interviews, the best photographers, best graphic designers, dancers, and promoters. We need to talk about how to get our young artists set up and not taken advantage of. We need to talk about how to brand yourself and create new ways to make money off of things that you love to do. We need to talk about how to make a difference in our community with hip-hop, and we need to hear from you, hear what's going on, what's happening out there in North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, Northeast Philly, and all around. We definitely need to talk about what hip-hop means, helping important people, help other people, and we need to do this at all times. You are now connected, plugged in, logged on, tuned to the right channel. This is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, and you are listening to Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from Uptown, North Broad Street, 98.5 WJYN on your FM radio dial.
Yeah. I'm supposed to tell you things will get better. Don't lie, don't fast. Promise you think you'll each other. Just try to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, tomorrow's night. Gotta live right. Promise you think you'll each other. Just try to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, tomorrow's night. Just try to live right.
Freedom Project, we tryna free the minds, free the projects. Free the city, free the world. Build a future for these little boys and girls. Hope we see them turn into queens and kings.
Promise you think you'll each other.
Yeah.
Just try to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, tomorrow's night.
Shots ring out in the middle of the night on the North Philly street with no street lights. Back block, crack block, where they pump crack rock. Crooked cops take bribes, jack boys hit the jackpot. Murals on the wall, candles on the corner. Another lost soul won't make it to the mall. Bye bye, we wish you well.
Surviving in Philly is like escaping from hell.
Why don't you think you'll each other? Why don't you think you'll each other? Why don't you think you'll we should think you'll we should think you'll each other?
Freedom Project, we tryna free the minds, free the projects. Free the city, free the world. Build a future for these little boys and girls. Hope you see them turn into queens and kings.
And we're talking about we got you. Guarantee we got you. Freedom Project. Guess what? Here comes
On another Philly corner in the middle of the night, another lost soul won't make it through the night. Fight on sherm sticks, higher than a kite, had a rusty 22. His head wasn't right, he got the lead off and knock somebody head off. Hello, young world, life is rough. Your iPhone 6, but your values ain't ish. So why you gonna kill somebody over some kicks? Why? Freedom Project, we tryna free the minds, free the projects. Free the city, free the world. Build a future for these little boys and girls. Hope we see them turn into queens and kings.
Promise you think you'll each other. Just trying to see tomorrow. Promise you think you'll each other. Just trying to see
We need
tomorrow.
freedom and peace from the west to the east. Let this song be the sword that just conquered the beast. My music got soul, so my message got reach. The truth is like Tyson and the outcome is bleak. The youth is the future, we got less than a week. If the youth is the future, we got less than a week. We need to change that, rearrange that. Ask these politicians to explain that. It don't make sense. People dying, they just trying to pay their rent. Kids getting killed by their mom and their dad. Cops kill your brother, best friends hate each other, it's sad. This world is gone mad.
Promise you think you'll each other. Just trying to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, tomorrow's night.
Freedom Project, we tryna free the minds, free the projects. Free the city, free the world. Build a future for these little boys and girls. Hope we see them turn into queens and kings.
Promise you think you'll each other. Just trying to see
We
tomorrow.
need freedom and peace from the west to the east. Let this song be the sword that just conquered the beast.
Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. This is the Most Slept On Radio show. I am your host, Sipping with Sammie, Barstool Rook, Sam Malone. If you ain't sipping with Sammie, you ain't sipping right. Get your life together. I'm still in here with Cousin, and we also have Q from SK SKE Records in here. So we're going to get into some things with Q, man. How you doing today, man, this evening?
I'm good, man. You know, just on my grind 24/7, you know, trying to make things happen in this music industry. Well, not trying to, gonna. But,
Absolutely.
you know, just staying focused and just living the music life, you know?
That's dope. Definitely glad to have you here. You brought a couple folks with you. Who you got with you?
Well, you know, I got two of the top artists in the city right now.
Okay.
You know, Sean Archer and Trell Mack, both signed to SKE Records, and they starting to build up a heavy fan base. You know, Trell Mack got his new record out right now, Fiending For You, on all digital platforms.
Right.
And Sean Archer got his new single right now, Passport, on all digital platforms. So we just out here moving, getting my mogul grind on.
All right. So that's where you at now. Where did it start?
Well, basically, it just started by me just having, you know, a love for music and always wanting to work in the music business. Everybody knows, well, for those that don't know, I started off in the business as a journalist first, you know, writing for The Source, Hip Hop DX, HHN Live, and then I just started doing publicity and marketing. So from doing that, I just used a lot of my relationships to get this label off the ground, and I just been hustling ever since, and it finally feels good that the hard work is paying, you know?
That's dope. Was the goal always a label? Was it always the same position that you wanted to hold in the industry, or were you just your job made you go in that direction?
It was always a dream of mine. Of course, I love, you know, hip hop. So, well, not even just hip hop, just music, period, you know. But it was just one of them things where I was like, all right, how do I find my way in? And I just happened to have a love for music where I found my way in at being a writer and a journalist. And it was just one of them things where I was like, all right, just grinding, interviewing all your favorite rappers, athletes, models, whatever, writing for top publications in the entertainment business.
Major network.
And I just made my network, and I was like, all right, now I got the connections. Let me go full force, you know?
That's dope. That's dope. And what was the next step?
Well, the main step was just finding the artist. You know, of course, it started off with Trell Mack, you know, working with him and, you know, just building the fan base. And then as time went on, you know, once he started getting a little bit more established, had a brief hiatus, got back on the grind, and now, you know, he's picking up his fan base, and now we got Sean Archer on the roster, you know. So it's just a process of actually, you know, finding the artist, getting everything right, and just getting on your grind.
But you said you've been with him from the beginning. It's been since what, 06, 07?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, man, because we actually took time off. You know, it was just one of them things where I was like, all right, I was still in college, finished school.
I know what
once I came home, I was like, all right, now that I can focus on it full time, let's get back on the grind. But it started off as just like two young boys, like, you know what, let's make this thing happen. Had a little brief hiatus, and now it was like, all right, now we back, and we on it ever since, you know.
Which is dope because it sounds like it goes without thought. Like you just was moving the way that you planned on moving without a whole lot, but it's not like you didn't plan for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of a little bit of both. It seems like you just said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get it regardless, but this is what I want to do at the same time, and you just figured it out in between. Is that accurate?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's just one of them things where, you know, it's the trials and the tribulations, learning certain things in the business, a lot of changes in the business, you know, regular life at the same time, and it's just like, all right, cool, now we got a better structure. It's no overnight success in any business. Whether you want to do radio, start a restaurant, you know, be an athlete, anything. So it just you got to put the work in. You know how they say like the whole 10 years, no overnight success. That old phrase, whatever. You know what I mean?
1,000 hours and all of that.
Yeah. And they're just one of them things. So now it's finally, you know, it's paying. Where even with y'all taking notice of our movement, even have me on here. So I'm highly grateful for that. You know. Yeah,
that's dope. Now, when you say the changes that went on in the industry since you've been a businessman in the industry, can you speak to some of those?
Well, some of the main things that I'm talking about. I mean, when you go from physical record sales to digital downloads to now everybody's streaming. You know, the pay scale, the pay structure, record labels downsizing their staff only because it doesn't make no sense to pay a bunch of people when you already have an artist that's already building the buzz prior to getting signed, so they don't need a staff of 30 people on one project like they did before.
Right.
So a lot of things just change, and a lot of times you just have to get in with the times to know how to move out here.
All right, so what did you structurally, how did you keep up? Like, I know when everything changed to digital and the streaming, most people that was mainstream and that we know of in the industry was confused as to how to monetize it and how to get their money. What did you do to be ahead of the curve so that you could know which way it was going, so you wouldn't get left behind or lost in the twitch?
Well, one of the things that helped me was because I have a background being a journalist and a publicist for a lot of artists.
Right.
So it was just one of them things where, you know, I could make a phone call to somebody that works at a major label
and really reach out to some real information.
Yeah. Right. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't one of them things where it was just like I woke up with all these connections. I really was grinding to build up those connections. So it was nothing to call somebody that works at Interscope or Def Jam or that works at one of the top PR agencies or booking agencies and say, yo, so what I do now?
And they give you the inside
and they respected my grind, you know, and it was just one of them things where And it was a lot of a lot of people owed me favors too. When I was that college radio DJ spinning them records. And
right.
So it's like they gave up what they owe.
But that's dope, and that's why like we keep going back to your network, because the network is so important. Being out here is so important. Socializing and letting people know what you're capable of, and being aware of what other people do when they moving and shaking around here is important.
Right.
And like you said, you didn't ask for no favors. People return favors.
Right.
And that's major. That's a big part of it, because a lot of the times, a lot of people won't reach out to people because they know they begging. And a lot of people aren't responsive to you because they know that you're begging. And what did you bring to the table? What do you have to offer them? Because everything right now is an exchange, it seems like.
Exactly. I think the main thing with me, it was just the fact that people had a lot of respect for me. I was on the grind. I didn't burn any bridges.
Right.
I was really like I really go hard. You know what I mean? And it was just one of them things where if you got a good rep, like people don't mind answering the phone.
Absolutely.
And I just think that goes a long way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just wanted to make sure that we were clear on that, because
of course
people that's listening have no idea. You know what I mean? They think that talent is everything sometimes, and we know talent without hard work, and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to have a personality. You have to go move and shake with these people. You have to have value to even be able to make it to the next level, to be able to use resources and network and do the things that Q has done to make SKE successful and be in the spotlight and be consistent even throughout the transitions of the music game.
Appreciate it.
Which is dope, man. I really appreciate the way that you explained that. It makes
Appreciate
me feel
it.
better. So what's the goals? Where we trying to go from here with SKE?
Well, to be honest with you, the goal is to get as big as I can, and I really believe that. Trell and Sean will tell you, man, when you look at Diddy, Master P, Birdman, Dame Dash, Russell Simmons, Clive Davis, I really do feel in my heart like I'm in that next class of moguls, you know what I mean? And I speak it into existence. It's finally happening for me one step at a time, man. So that's the goal. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, I hope things just take off. Nah, like, I want to be one of the best.
Yeah, put that energy out there, and especially if you're working behind it, why wouldn't it be?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's going to come to fruition. I believe in that.
Yeah,
All right, cool. We good? I heard you wrote a Spanish book, but we're going to get to that when we get back, because that's really intriguing to me. Are you Spanish?
No.
All right, exactly. Most Slept On Radio, 98.5, WJYN Uptown Radio, man. I'm Sam Malone. We in here with Q from SKE Records. We're going to get to paying some bills. It's a little bit more music. We'll be right back to y'all in a few, man. It's Most Slept On Radio, 98.5 FM, WJYM Radio, Uptown Radio, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
You are tuned in, Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things Most Slept On.
All things?
All things.
Hi, this is Bob Davis. I'm in charge of programming here at Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM here in Philadelphia. Welcome to our new station. We're in test mode right now, but I invite you to stick around and be part of our growth. Our intent is to become your father's black radio station. By that I mean, it's our intention to serve the community, much in the way that black radio stations did before they were taken over by the corporate radio power structure. For example, we've kicked off our programming with independent hip-hop, soul, jazz, and blues that's been ignored by corporate radio. However, we're going to be much more than just a music station. We're going to be a full-service information and entertainment platform serving you, your family, and your neighborhood, broadcasting from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., 7 days a week on 98.5. On the internet at PhiladelphiaUptownRadio.org, and of course you can catch us on social media. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or you'd like to join our team as a volunteer, a sponsor, or an artist, drop me an email by visiting our website at PhiladelphiaUptownRadio.org. Put Program Director in the subject line. Now, back to the music.
You are now listening to WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, and here now, Most Slept On Radio with your host, Big Cuz Live. And we will be talking everything hip-hop, everything meaning everything. We need to talk about the best events, from open mics to the festivals. We need to talk to the best producers, best DJs, best MCs, and have the best interviews, the best photographers, best graphic designers, dancers, and promoters. We need to talk about how to get our young artists set up and not taken advantage of. We need to talk about how to brand yourself and create new ways to make money off of things that you love to do. We need to talk about how to make make a difference in our community with hip-hop, and we need to hear from you. Hear what's going on, what's happening out there in North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, Northeast Philly, and all around. We definitely need to talk about what hip-hop means. Helping important people, help other people. We need to do this at all times. You are now connected, plugged in, logged on, tuned to the right channel. This is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, and you are listening to Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from uptown North Broad Street, 98.5 WJYN on your FM radio dial.
Most Slept On Radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. We're still in the Situation Room with SKE's own Q. Q, what's up, man?
I'm good, man. You know, grinding as always, like I said.
Same old same. I heard that. Before we got to the break, I said that you wrote a Spanish book.
Yes.
I need to know where the idea came for you to write a book on speaking Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Rosetta Stone wasn't enough?
Well, you know, here's my problem with Rosetta Stone.
Let's go.
You know, and I'm going to break it all down.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all ever figured out how people could take Spanish class for 4 or 5 years and still don't become fluent?
I took French for 5. And
I dated Spanish girl. I took it. Never. It's poquito.
The reason why, but you know, make a long story short, the reason why is this: if you take a language for 4 years and you still don't know it, it's because it's the process of how you actually learn it.
Right.
When you actually take a language in school, the reason you're not becoming fluent after 4 or 5 years only because you're not immersed in the culture. You go to class for 1 hour, the teacher's saying whatever, you take a couple notes. Then once you get out of class, you go about your business. Right. So to become fluent in any language, you really have to immerse yourself in the culture. Okay. So me, you know, it was something that I always wanted to do, and I just made an effort like, yo, I'm going to become fluent. So about 8 years ago, I've been speaking Spanish fluently for 8 years. Right. So it was just a decision that I just wanted to do by hanging with a lot of Dominicans in North Philly. Okay. So, you know, I was in a poppy store all the time. I was hanging in the clubs. You know, hanging in the bars, in the restaurants. Like, I was really immersing myself in the culture. So once I became fluent in 6 months, I was just like, you know what? Let me actually write a book on what needs to be done. And you have to engage in the culture. And, you know, you constantly watching TV, movies, television, actually putting effort into it, you'll become fluent in any language just like that. So immersion in the culture is key.
So that's what's in the book. The book is talking about the steps that you took or steps that you suggest for people to take to immerse themselves in the culture?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both because I became fluent in 6 months, but I actually break down how, you know, I was like going hard with it, but I'm like, if you do what I do, you could do it within at least a year. So it's a combination of both on what I did and some of the stuff that I recommend that you do. And it just breaks it down on how to immerse yourself in the culture.
What's her name?
Say that again?
What's her name?
Oh, my Dominican mommies?
Yeah. What's the one that made you want to go so hard in 6 months? What's her name? She's still around?
Nah, she not around.
All right.
But you know
so we ain't gonna shout her out.
But you know what's crazy? It was times where, like, before I became fluent, and I used to see those Latin women, and a lot of them didn't speak English, and I'm like, man, I can't even come at her because I don't know the language.
But
so
when you speak,
women was definitely motivation.
When you a black guy, you like a regular black guy, you kick it, they get excited.
Listen, Sean Archer and Trell been to me with a couple of those Dominican spots. I'm like the token black guy up in there. They actually seen it themselves.
That's crazy. So he said, I party with him, I drank with him, I shot with him, I watched him on TV, and 6 months later, I was fluent.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. Like, I really was going hard with it. Like, I was writing down like 20 words a week, actually like reading them every day, writing sentences. Like, remember how we was in elementary school? You have your little test or whatever, and they used to make you write all the words 3 times each and all that. So I just applied that same method to learning Spanish, and it was like boom.
Brother, man. You know what I mean? That's a brilliant move to make, and that's a lot of dedication.
Appreciate it.
That's a lot of dedication, but that shows that you go after whatever you want, and you figure it out, and you dedicated to it.
You put it in your mind, man. It can happen.
Sign, man. That's dope. That's why SKE. I keep calling y'all KE. It's because the SKE.
Hey, man, as the brand builds, it's gonna get right.
Hey, man, don't ask me what's on my mind. But but that's dope, and that's why y'all been around for so long. Because you're talking about, you said 06, that's a long time. That's more than 12 years. Y'all going 12
breaks in between,
years.
And you know what I mean.
But the label is still the label. The production is where the breaks came in.
Exactly.
Right. So what led to some of those breaks, and how long were they?
You know, like, well, it was a situation. I'm pretty sure Trell could speak more on that himself, because, you know, Sean came later on. It started with me and Trell, and Sean came later on down the line. Exactly. But, you know, like I said, I was in school. You know, Trell was doing what he was doing. You know, having a family and all that. You can have minor setbacks, life. You know what I mean? finances, you know what I mean, to actually fund the label, you know, before I was doing, you know, publicity for rappers, like, you know, you still need money to fund a label. Absolutely. So getting that together to come out, learning, figuring out how you're going to actually finance it, that whole process, building my name as a promoter to actually have the income to finance the label, breaks in between, just minor setbacks.
So you did promotion on raising money?
Well, it was just one of them things where, you know, in the beginning stages, I was a journalist, but I didn't have the rep as a publicist. Right. And I had to build up my name for artists to actually hire me to do their marketing. And that was a grind itself. Just say, you know what, like, why should I give you this amount of money to work my record? Like, before somebody, you know, a lot of artists been burned. Like, I always say working with a rapper, especially because you got a lot of con artists in the industry.
Pause. There are a lot of con artists in the industry. And one of the things about Most Slept On Radio is giving young artists the tools to not get conned.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
Exactly. So to finish the story, like, I always say working with rappers is like working with a girlfriend who got her heart broke by a lot of dudes, because a lot of artists be scared to shell out money because they've been burned so many times. Just like if a girl been with so many dudes who ain't nothing, and then when they finally run across somebody that's really real, they be like scared. So it's really that process of like, yo, dude, like, look, research me, like, I really do this for real.
Yeah,
that's what and they know.
And then the people that are really real. They're not
exactly.
I was about to say, the people that are real that can help you, they're not going to wait for you while you like you wait around. There's another word, foot, that I was going to say, but you can't say that word.
Right. You good.
Exactly.
No, I understand that, man. That's actually very dope, man. A Spanish book, a label. When did you graduate college?
2009.
Oh, you've been working, brother. You've been working, brother.
Yeah, it wasn't an overnight, man. It it just happened, you know.
That's what's up, man. Like I said, man, glad to have you almost slept on, because this is what we like to have, and I definitely would love to have you on Fly Day one day, man, at Glockaway. Have you come through there and chop up some game and tell the people what's going on with your situation, because that's fly-ish.
Appreciate it.
Words on here, but
I know what you mean.
That's what we call fly on our side. People that really put their work in, really grind. We love entrepreneurship. We love people that have good energy and want to make positive things happen for the people around them. That's more important than keeping it gangster.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? All of
exactly.
That stuff. Like, so I definitely dig that and appreciate that. Did we lose Teef already?
Yeah, Teef. I don't know. Where do you think Teef went?
Like, y'all crazy. No, we good, man. We still got K, we still got Cousin, and we still in here almost slept.
No, there is an event that we are heading out to after the show. Some members, but the events didn't sponsor us, so.
Yeah, so tell them, if you want to underwrite for us, how do they get in contact with us?
info@mostslepton.com. All promotional items, info@mostslepton.com. You have a project coming out, or if you are launching a new sandwich out of your delicious deli, and you want us to come through, maybe eat the sandwich. You know, eating sandwiches with Sammie while sipping and Fat Boy shuffling. So info@mostslepton.com, and one more, new music at mostslepton.com for all artists.
Appreciate that, because we would love to shout you out, but we won't. So just hit us up on those areas, and we'll get with you, and we'll figure out something that makes sense for everybody. But we will be in a room that's of a certain color tonight, enjoying ourselves either way.
Yes.
Cuz, you coming?
I might make a small cameo, and then I'm going to club night.
Club night?
Yeah.
Loser. It's Thursday, man. Thirsty Thursdays. Turn up time.
Yeah, but I got a wonderful wake up call show ready for tomorrow morning. I'm doing a show on Chase Utley. He is retiring this year. He just came through the city on his last go around with the Giants. Right. So all my cousins, a lot of family members, they were all Joe. They went down there. I couldn't get down there, unfortunately. I was handling business all week, but you know, that's what that is. That's to answer your question.
That's the turn up. And shout out to War Child. In a couple weeks, Flyboys will have a booth at the War Child show at the TLA. We will be interviewing and hollering at the folks, man.
Absolutely.
So make sure that y'all come through the TLA.
What's the date on that?
Poe, what's the date on the War Child show? Huh? What'd he say?
It's coming up, so
it's in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I think it's August 8th or something. I don't know. Don't give me the line. But we'll be in there. I got to get everything situated for that, and we'll have a good time with that, man.
Oh, while we're talking about events, we got the Fishtown Get Down this Saturday, 1 to 7 p.m., a festival put together by our very own sound guy, Teef. Teef put the Fishtown Get Down, so we got acts all day. I'll be at the Cousin Comfort Zone serving up hot dogs and beverages and all sorts. So come on through.
Comfort Zone?
The Cousin Comfort Zone, yes.
Is it a Volkswagen van?
It is a little larger than a Volkswagen van. It's pretty awesome, and it's an outdoor event. It's over in Frankfurt at NKDC. Probably said those letters wrong. And
NCDC?
NCDC.
NKCDC.
NKCDC.
We can't get
Garden
all the
Center.
things wrong.
Garden Center.
Okay.
It's an outdoor event. Anyway, go ahead. Saturday.
The last Fish Down Get Down was a success, from what I heard, because I had a event the same day. But
yeah, we had both sides of the city covered that day.
Yeah, we smashed it that day. But yeah, make sure y'all make it to the Fish Down Get Down if you want to see good entertainment, good people, food, a lot of good energy, and not bust your pocketbook wide open. Then you need to be at the Fish Town getting down.
I got dollar dogs on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Where you getting them from?
Don't worry. Oh, come on, man. We use premium cut meats.
Chicken and beef.
I would shout out the premium place where I get the premium cut meats. So I'm working on it.
You got Heinz ketchup? That's the free shout out.
I'm not doing the boo boo. All right.
I'm just making sure, man. I don't want nobody coming to the comfort zone.
Quality, because I can't have people walking away talking trash about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he gonna be on his Austin Powers. I can't wait. But we still got Q here, man, from SKE Records, and we also have two of his artists in the building that we'll be getting to momentarily. So anything else you want to speak on? What do you have coming up this year? Y'all have any shows, events, projects you're gonna release?
Well, Trial Mac is working on his new album, September. That's coming soon. Okay. Sean Archer's working on his project.
The name of the project is September.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Okay. Yeah. Sean Archer's working on his new project, Ventilation, man. And, man, I mean, if you hear these new records, they both been dropping. Okay. I just been excited, man. And, the goal is to sign all genres. Like, I want to make it clear that SKE Records is just not a hip-hop label.
Right.
It's going to be a music label because, if I'm a music dude for real, so, I could start off with some hip-hop dude, might sign a country act, might sign a rock act or a pop act, so I'm a music man for real, so.
What other genre are you most excited to work with somebody in?
All of them. Like, it's not like if you a hot country act and you hot, you getting signed. If you a hot rapper, you getting signed. Yes. Look, Sean could co-sign that.
Yeah, he started not as soon as I asked. He's like, yeah, he do.
Look, man, just came back from Nashville. Good time, all right?
He's a classic.
Look, music is music, man. So
no, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Right.
One I could never get down with.
If it's fire, you getting signed. Period.
I heard that.
Country, hip hop.
I mean,
pop,
Q,
all that.
He immerses himself in the culture, so maybe he hung out with some country dudes. He's out there with the mud on the tires and everything.
Let me find out you kick shuffling. This is Most Left on Radio, man. 98.5 WJYN FM, man. Uptown radio station. This is the Most Slept on Radio show every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. We are here live in the building, situated in the Situation Room. Big Cuz is in here, K is in here. We're going to go to this break and be right back with SKE.
Most Slept On.
You are tuned in, Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things Most Slept On.
All things?
All things. You are tuned in, Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things Most Slept On.
All things?
All things.
Hi, this is Linda Richardson, president of the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation. The Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation is a nonprofit, tax-exempt organization and is the owner of the historic Uptown Theater and WJYN 98.5 FM. The restoration of the Uptown Theater into a multimedia tech center needs your help. We are requesting donations to restore the Uptown Theater to preserve R&B history and renovate the theater into a performing arts venue. For more information, call 215-236-1878 or visit PhiladelphiaUptownTheater.org and make an online donation.
You are now listening to WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, and here now, Most Slept On Radio with your host, Big Cuz Live. And we will be talking everything hip-hop, everything meaning everything. We need to talk about the best events, from open mics to the festivals. We need to talk to the best producers, best DJs, best MCs, and have the best interviews, the best photographers, best graphic designers, dancers, and promoters. We need to talk about how to get our young artists set up and not taken advantage of. We need to talk about how to brand yourself and create new ways to make money off of things that you love to do. We need to talk about how to make a difference in our community with hip-hop, and we need to hear from you, hear what's going on, what's happening out there in North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, Northeast Philly, and all around. We definitely need to talk about what hip-hop means, helping important people, help other people. We need to do this at all times. You are now connected, plugged in, logged on, tuned to the right channel. This is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, and you are listening to Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from Uptown, North Broad Street, 98.5 WJYN on your FM radio dial.
Flashpoint. Chris Vance. Man 1. A-Track. Chase
One time like okay. The rebirth of the essence of G Wranglers and white on whites, and never had to catch the light off hype. I stood tall enough for me to be the one that the city is living through. The city is in the groove, word that the lines are regarded us. Point guard, Damian Lillard. When the score's up, point to God, may he be witness to what the slaughter was. Never was easy to read. You reaching for me, and know if you speaking to me, then you speaking to all of us. Yo-yo to rock, and bubble like if you was the yo-yo to rock. Leaning on the cube, whoa. 3 lines, 1 rhyme, menage rhythm. So when the convo is me, notice the talk's different. Now I'm outdoing myself. To go up against my faves is outdoing the help. So I'm back to it if the signal is a go. SK, Chris Vance, game winning pick and roll. What's up?
I just thought I'd let you know that ain't nobody I know that know me, don't know that I am nothing short of who I am, and that being struggling so. With the heart of a hustler, trudging along on this road. With the heart of a brother, weight on the world on his back. Going family, anything else will happily lag. Sacrifices will come and pain's a part of the love. The vision is the goal, that is the story that makes you
I'm here with this pen and pad, trying to bubble to something. On my last dice roll, double or nothing. Done with the front end, yeah I was lunching till I wasn't eating. Now I'm back at the lunch and the ravage the function. The staff is disgusting. A long way from 16 to the front steps, dying to catch wreck from rookie stars and vets. This song, it's in my chest. I made it through plenty fires until I'm labeled the best. I don't think I'll ever retire. The greatest, what I aspire to be. Crafting these verses with precision. Bruce Lee on the beat, a star on the sheets in a blush hotel suite. Bullet through Ben Laden's eyes, then I'm elite. 1000% from my dome to my feet. Bro, life been in the pit, I'm still coming for them cheeks. So big that I'm aiming up for the sky. Straight up out of the zoo when I got that rapper brother out of murder coming for you.
I just thought I'd let you know that ain't nobody I know that know me, don't know that I am nothing short of who I am, and that being struggling so. With the heart of a hustler, trudging along on this road. With the heart of a brother, weight on the world on his back. Going family, anything else will happily lag. Sacrifices will come and pain's a part of the love. The vision is the goal, that is the story that makes you whoa.
You are now in the presence of rap legend. Legendary presence is felt. Salute me, for real MC. You are now in the presence, in the presence of Chris Vance. Sky Zoo. Legendary. X-Man and Terror Style. Too tough to do chase. I'm back. I'm grinding. I'm focused. I'm shining. E-Dot. Because. Let's go. I've been on my grind. I've been on my focus. I've been on my grind. I've been on my focus. I've been on my grind. I've been on my focus. I've been on my grind. I've been on my focus. I've been on my grind. I've been on my focus. Put it in that time. Now you see it shining up. Cause I've been on my grind. I've been on my focus. Put it in that time. Now you see it shining up. Cause I've been on my focus. That's what we do. I've been on my focus. That's what we do. I've been on my focus.
focus. But putting in that time, now you see it shining. Notice. Give me a couple seconds till I break it down more. Give me just one, I'll turn the floor. I've been on my grind, getting music in the store. You ain't trying to work, what you hit me up for? I'm sincere, this trying me newsy. In the studio with a beer and a koozie. In the video or stage shows, my page don't get paid, yo. What you know about managing a payroll? Couple different businesses, went shoot for a day roll. Shine so bright on the mic, made the night glow. People there remember my name wherever I go. I go. Sitting back on the beach with a shorty with a fat pack. 400 G's in a backpack. Get freak when the thighs low. Got me coming up with some money, man, let go. Don't come up with your hands empty. Talking about, let me, we feeling here. Grab a tool. I ain't sure, mama's full, but I can give you beans, take you back to school. Back in the class, crack your name in the desk. I look good with a crease in the vest. Increasingly, I just keep it the best. I'm focused, I'm grinding. You notice, I'm shining, cause I've been on my grind, I've been on my focus. I've been on my grind, I've been on my focus. Putting in that time, now you see I shine and notice. Putting in that time, now you see it shine and notice. I've been on my focus. That's the way that we do. I've been on my focus. That's the way that we do. I've been on my grind, I've been on my focus. Putting in that time, now you see it shine and notice. I'm focused, chase money anywhere I'm going. Wake up every day and I go in. If you roll against me, but you won't win. Never stop, no, cause I need more ends. Need new money, so I need new friends. Till I'm pulling off in the shampoo bins. No loans in the struggle, we don't do lens. I'm focused, with a new lens. Can't see I'm playing one and then zoom in. Check the numbers online, we moving. You on the sideline hanging like a loser. On a mission to get it, I spit it, I live it, you don't even visit. The rhythm is up in my veins, I think that I'm getting addicted. But I'm still spitting, never gonna turn my mic off. Ride that beat like X Games, I don't even need no bike, y'all. Not like y'all, I was cut from a different cloth. True blood, new blood, had enough of y'all. Doing me, I ain't got front for y'all. Still stuck up in the gutter like a bowling ball. But I'm getting out, cause I'm going hard. Better make way when I bull guard. I'm focused, I'm grinding, you know it. You know it. Grind, focus, focus. Grind, focus, focus. Grind, focus, focus. You know they notice. What up, cousin? DJ, spin my shit. First shot town, DJ show. Then you blow bomb and the whip like first shot town, DJ show. Then you blow bomb and the whip like slept on me. So we step up till they whip on me. Let me, I know, homie. What? Yo, me know I know, homie. Young one got game from streets. Repeat my name on beats. Cousins on top of the class. Road bill is built to last. Forecast the storms coming. Guns blast, better get to running. Don't go. We'll be hunting with bucks. Something from nothing. I'll show you never met nobody like me. Matter of fact, that's so unlikely. It's about me, got the A1 credit. Piece of flow everywhere accepted. Some people don't get it. Yo, that's cool, just forget it. I've been spoiled from the rip with what I've been taught to me. What you know about me? What you know about me? Oh, you know much, you been sleeping on me. What you know about me? What you know about me? Oh, you know much, you been sleeping on me. What you know about me? What you know about me? Nah. What you know about me? What you know about me? Nah. What you know about me? 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 First time town, they try show. Then the whole bomb in the whip back. First time town, they try show. Then the whole bomb in the whip back. Get your hand off my food. Stick a whole fork in your hand. No day to blame. My actions real. Watch on these buses and break they seal. Word about a deal and pop the cherry. Don't know what's real, man, they looking scary. With a part-time hustle, part-time flow, part-time women getting part-time dough. I part myself from these fools that I go. Got my own part, only my show. Mention my name, get chopped up like little me. Mention my name, keeps popping in this game. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm at the wealth, not power, respect.
dough. Gave him that, he was like, yo, you ain't gotta wait. My bro, good karma, fresh clouds like a farmer. About to get a drink, feeling like a doctor. Confidence, eating like a sauna. Look at mama, chicken when she cha-cha. 5-5, clouds like a proper. Eyes on the present, keep it to tomorrow. Bankroll good, got the dollar bucket squander. Shot to a man, down in the drama. Made it through the fires, do what we want to. Camera comes out, popular. They know who we are, no stopping us. Not even Willie Penn stopping us. So yo, really, where you at? Stopping us. I woke up, they moving, he hate me so much cause his girl love my music, I do it for real and you acted out stupid, the people see through it, they not buying units, see what we doing, that's how you should do it, see how we sell it, that's how you recoup it, get to investments, will turn into blessings, the essence connects, people feel up my presence, a man of respect since I'm giving out lessons, I'm teaching, she flirting and show up your presence, I guess they're the spoils, the war with you rep what I'm reppin', you rep what I'm reppin', ayo, ayo, ain't nothing new, yo, it's every day, yo, in the club, tryna run away, yo, put in word, party like, ayo, 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 ain't nothing new, yo, it's every day, yo, in the club, tryna run away, yo, put in word, party like, ayo, 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 ay, ay, ay,
You are tuned in, Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things Most Slept On.
All things?
All things.
You're listening to community radio at its best. Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM, serving Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The opinions of this program are not the opinions of the station management or the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation.
You are now listening to WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, and here now, Most Slept On Radio with your host, Big Cuz Live, and we will be talking everything hip-hop, everything meaning everything. We need to talk about the best events, from open mics to the festivals. We need to talk to the best producers, best DJs, best MCs, and have the best interviews, the best photographers, best graphic designers, dancers, and promoters. We need to talk about how to get our young artists set up and not taken advantage of. We need to talk about how to brand yourself and create new ways to make money off of things that you love to do. We need to talk about how to make a difference in our community with hip-hop, and we need to hear from you, hear what's going on, what's happening out there in North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, Northeast Philly, and all around. We definitely need to talk about what hip-hop means, helping important people, help other people, and we need to do this at all times. You are now connected, plugged in, logged on, tuned to the right channel. This is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, and you are listening to Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from Uptown, North Broad Street, 98.5 WJYN on your FM radio dial.
I called out of work and I'm at the beach with Gina. She said that she's taking a trip and I should meet her. Said she got a couple of friends to hold me down. They always be hitting the town and getting down. Got a massage on the beach because that's what she do. She said, Teef, come meet my peeps, say you should come through. Next thing you knew, I'm booking flights out of the blue. 8-hour layover ATL, but it's 83C, so I hustle until got a chop at the swag shop, the people was real. I ain't know this killer Mike shop, yo, that's ill. Seen Reef on the flyer, so I gave him a yell. Saw Yusuf in the building, dapped him in Bill. Jamaican Uber to the airport, now I'm drinking with Jill. Wasn't flirting, we was bugging, yo, she so chill. I woke in Mexico, hung over for real. Got my room by 11, dropped my bag and I dipped. Hit the beach, put my feet in the sand and took a flick. Got dinner and a shot to kill the hangover quick. They fell asleep at the club on the beach, it's 3:46. Something about Mexico got me open. Getting away on a plane across the ocean. Didn't you know? I think that I should go. Something about Mexico got me craving. Up out of town a couple days and now I'm swinging and I'm loving the flow. Love it, yeah. I'm loving the flow. Yeah. Oh. The next day I missed the party bus, it's coolish. Cop tickets for Cozumel and snorkel trips. Now I'm writing on the boat, yeah, some real hot shit. And the view was beautiful when I was swimming with fish. Made a friend from Costa Rica, she was on that trip. I paid for her meal cause her beauty was lit. Her presence was a gift, we spoke and I dipped. Down the pot to get my rental, amigo got in my mental. Haggled on the price, now it's something to blaze. Island riding, drop top, found the Bob Marley bar. Then I hop back in the car. Back on the ferry, Gina texted, come on. I seen Zena there, met Sonny and Jess. Lady, I'm the on the balcony, the cipher was fresh. Quite professional, then hit the streets for the festival. Life is feeling good with no pressure, yo. I met a cool girl on a bus to cheese and pizza. A pretty little thing with all the right features. We told the pyramids and us an okay. I asked if we could be friends and she said okay. Something about Mexico got me open. Getting away on a plane across the ocean. Didn't you know? I think that I should go. Something about Mexico got me craving. Up out of town couple days and now I'm swinging and I'm loving the flow. And I'm loving the flow. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
Most slept on radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. This is still most slept on radio because it is still between the 7 and the 9 p.m. hour on Thursday evening, and that's when we in this pup. So right now, we still in here. We got Q from SKE Records in the building, and we also have two of his artists that just joined us on the microphone. We have Sean Archer and Trell Mack. What's going on with y'all, fellas?
What's up with you?
Chilling, man.
Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate y'all sliding.
Appreciate you for having us on your platform.
Most definitely.
No problem, man. Q told us a lot of good things. He say y'all got singles out now. They say projects is in the workings. They say the loyalty is a big thing. What's going on with y'all, man? Talk to us. Let us know what's popping, man.
Yeah, with me, I just dropped my single Passport, produced by the Platinum Sellers. You know, it's on all streaming platforms.
Okay.
You just Google it, it pop up.
Dope.
You know, working on my album, like you was saying, Ventilation. So we just working.
Decent.
Yeah, most definitely. Same thing, man. I got an album coming out called September.
Right.
In September, that's when it's dropping.
It better.
Yeah.
You can't push back to September.
That's what I'm saying. It was a deadline for me, man. So I'm just trying to get more acclimated with time management, man. I think just the album itself, just being called September, pushed me to get it done in September. I'm gonna try to get it. You know, if I get to the 30th, I'm good to the last day. But I got a new single.
All of September.
Right, and I got a new single that's out called "Feeling for You." It's produced by DGB, so it's pretty dope record. Everybody feeling that joint. So,
that's
you know, and they said Jodeci has returned. So, you know.
That's what you bringing with him?
That's what I'm.
I can't do that. I'll leave that to y'all. That's funny, cuz. Yo, and shout out to Cuz with the Bumblebee shades on, man. Very Transformer-esque, man. You looking like a Camaro right now. You lit. But and speaking of fashion, did Q design that shirt? Cause I can't read it.
No. I actually got it from a boutique.
It's very expensive. Looks very expensive. All right. I just telling people.
I don't know what you call expensive. You know
see, that's big money
people
talk. What he say? I don't know what you call expensive. That's big money talk.
No, it's a regular shit.
That's big money over there, man. Look what he got on his wrist.
With the Oyster Perpetual.
You heavy over there?
See, I can't even
They just came through the stunt, man. They came through shot. We might as well have met y'all at the club.
Yeah, we should.
Let's go. No, that's what's up, though, man. So, what else is on the agenda, man? What's going on?
Just a lot, man. Again, we got the albums coming out. That's like the main focus right now. Music is such a process, man. It's like I'm at a point now in this music thing where like, this album right here gots to be the album, man. It has to be the one that take me there. So I'm like, ain't no or. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's this project is gonna be. I'm gonna make sure this like my best work ever. Period.
I definitely need September.
And you know, and if you hear, I got some great material out there, man. But this one has to be it. Like it just has to be. You know what I mean? It's no other option for me at this point.
What are you doing production wise? Who produced it?
There's a lot of people. I got a lot of different. Yellow Synth. That's one producer I'm actually working with right now, and we just been working hand in hand, just trying to get some good product out. Okay. My thing is now just trying not to have too many producers, but just have one that know your sound, know what to deliver. Especially all these different artists trying to sound the same, but producers they all trying to sound the same. Just going with the wave, man. You need somebody to actually produce you, you know, and that's the whole difference. For that, trying to plan out a show, a big concert, man. Trying to get as much people out, you know what I mean? So once that word out, man, I definitely want y'all to come through. Make sure I get some VIP tickets, man.
Yeah, we pull up and you come promote and let us know whatever y'all need, man. And we can help you be there, man.
Yeah.
But we definitely show up. That's not a problem.
Yeah, big shout out to Q the Question. Big shout out to Crazy Cuz that came here and everybody that's listening in. You know, we working.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, man. What you got to say over there? You just nodding and bobbing, man. You the nodding ball.
No, basically the same thing. You know, like with this project, Ventilation, like I got prior stuff that's out. It's called Swag 808s. And with me, like with music, with me, it's like I got a lot of different layers of my personality, like just as a person. So with this album, this is actually the one when I'm actually giving them well, it's impossible for me to get every one of them, but giving them a little bit of everything. So that's why I named it Ventilation. You know
Can I do the album cover? Can I come up with the idea for the cover?
Yeah, of course.
So the concert, is that solo concert or is that going to be an SKE event?
No, it's an SKE event regardless. It was just themed for the whole project, but anything that comes from either me or Sean Archer, regardless, is a SKE event. Regardless, but that's one thing that we haven't really got into. We haven't done our own thing, like ever. All this time we've been doing it. It's either we was on somebody else's show, or we just in other people's things, man. I just feel like at this time in our lives and just in our careers, it's just time to put together our own stuff.
Right.
That's like the main thing, and we need to figure out how many people we can actually bring out from our camp. You know what I mean?
Right,
and that's only more than right. And it also is good because from an analytical standpoint, we know what we could sell to them. You know what I mean? We know who are true fans or who just be bullshit. Excuse me, can't say that, but
$10.
Oh, dang, man, it's a $10 jar here. I ain't got it.
But you didn't. You keep it going.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's where we at with it right now, man.
By the way, $10 is 1% of what we gotta pay when you do that. But go ahead. I'm glad you don't have it.
Good job, man.
But no, Q, man, you still got
Bulls have hips. Don't worry about it.
Whenever you're ready, Q, you're not exempt from this conversation, brother.
No, you know, like I said, I did what I did, so I was just letting the artist shine and speak on it. But if you got a particular question, I added some input.
Yeah, because Q the Question bigger than us right now.
Oh man, I mean, from what I'm hearing, everybody's saying the same thing. It's all about SKE, and that's what's dope about it. You know what I mean? That's how a movement is supposed to be. That's what's expected. But it's genuine. It's not the fake family thing, is what I'm saying.
No.
That's the label thing to do, to just say we family.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I finally got a pop.
Right, exactly, man.
We family for real. Like if somebody was to diss Trail Mac with Q Question, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Like nowadays you have people like diss artists and the other artists like I don't got nothing to do with that.
Now one thing I know about rap music is that 90% of the industry is under 5'6". And weigh about like 140 to 180. Yeah. These some big brothers, man. Don't go around dissing them if you just a regular rap dude. Like they look like they've been in the gym, man. So
yeah, we be in the gym, man.
Don't start that ball.
They ain't shooting with us in the gym.
Hey, but that's what they got me for too.
I'm telling you, we can't really tell you.
That's our real bodyguard for real.
Do, oh, you do know? Okay.
Yeah, that's the real bodyguard for real, man. You know what I'm saying? He might be little, man, but don't get it twisted.
I ain't no snitch, but I know.
Nah, Q the one.
I've been around enough.
But yeah, man, it's just a unit just happening, man. For some reason, though, I just feel like something magical is really about to happen for our situations.
And that's what I was thinking when you guys were talking from you to Q. I was thinking, like, it sounds like this is going to be a breakout year for y'all. Like, everything, the way that it's being built up and the things that went on in the past and the way that you're lining up your moves now, it seems like y'all making it to where this is supposed to be it. Like you said about your album, if this ain't the one, then, you know what I mean?
It has
like
no choice, man.
Like y'all putting everything in, starting to do your own show and betting on yourself and putting it all on the line and seeing if the whole crowd is going, what can y'all provide for the
Right,
venue
exactly.
on a major level with no guessing. You know what I mean? And I think that those things should be exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Plus
sounds exciting.
Yeah, plus they play a part. Like, when you be doing something for a long period of time, the more you go, the more you learn.
Right,
So we had the
absolutely.
process where we done learned almost, I would say everything, we still got a lot to learn, but
it's levels.
Yeah, we basically getting to that point we know exactly what to do and how to roll out stuff and how to, a lot of stuff the artists don't be knowing in the beginning. So
And it's a lot of it has to do with what your goals are and
Exactly.
getting to your goals, because every artist has a different way to
Yeah,
get
exactly.
there. You know what I mean? None
Yeah.
of this is more than one with more than 1,000 ways to skin a cat. We
Exactly.
see it now.
Right,
Every
exactly,
kind of way
man.
to get on.
Exactly, man.
But we know that quality is what carries over.
It's the-
and that
That's
work
what's
ethic is what builds.
Yeah,
So,
quality is definitely important, man. It is something I learned. Like me, I'm real like particular with design or anything that's.
OCD.
I don't got that though.
He said it's
I
work.
wish I had it. I'd probably be more on it, but
He real meticulous, like I mean, I am too, but he
Very
like
calculated.
Yeah.
yeah, man. It's just something about the quality of something compared to a lot of other things, man, that don't really put the time and the effort and the thought process to get a particular project done. That's why it take me so long to do a song, man. It take me so long because I'm like,
But you
nah,
got till
this ain't it.
September 27th.
Huh?
You got till September 27th.
I'm gonna try to do it. My birthday is actually on the 15th of September, man. I dreamed of having it drop on my birthday.
I did that one year. That was hot.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because what happens is you get the birthday love, but then you get the artist side.
That's
of
what I
love
was thinking
too. So
about
it's like
too.
the
Yeah,
best thing
yeah.
Ever, because you getting the, oh my God, your jaw rocking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Then you getting,
yeah.
What you doing? We drinking.
Yeah, and that's
Then
what I
when
was
you go out,
thinking
you
of
can
from a
play your joint all
strategic,
night
like
while you partying. It's
Right.
lit, like you know what I'm saying? It's a cool little.
No, that's a good wave. Shout out
Teef.
Teef. Teef just did that. He just dropped.
Right, and here's the thing, right? Even from a sales standpoint, like it give you every reason about my project. It's my birthday.
Support me. You was
I don't
gonna
even
buy
want
me
no
a drink.
birthday.
If you
Yeah.
bought me a drink or a sandwich, why not buy the project? It's the same
Yeah, listen,
thing.
I don't want no sandwiches. I don't want no birthday cards that's going by the project of the single.
Project. So you gotta be having it done by the 14th now.
I gotta have it done by the 10th.
We work it tonight.
By the 9th, yeah.
This window getting smaller and smaller. How many tracks?
I'm thinking about 12. That's like the number.
All right, where we at now? 7?
I got a lot, man. I've been recording like crazy,
Oh,
like
so you
on
at
some
the- you at the
Tupac,
slim
Lil
down
Wayne
phase.
type stuff.
Is it something that you're looking for, a sound that you're looking for in particular that you don't have yet? That'll
That's
make
what it is.
easier?
It's a sound that I don't have. I want a more structured project.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my last couple projects were just songs on a CD or MP3s on digital platform.
Right.
But this time, I want my story in it, but then also the other people that plays a part in the story actually inside the project.
That's dope.
You know, like for instance, I got a kid on the way. You know what I mean? And
Congratulations.
it's crazy. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And we was inside the checkup room. Don't you know how when they put the ultrasound on you, hear like the beats of the ultrasound? So I got this producer I'm dealing with over the UK that's going to take those ultrasound heartbeats and then make a beat over it.
That's
So
crazy.
you know, my daughter gonna be getting checks before she
Yeah,
even come.
yeah. Blue Ivy
But
is
yeah,
big,
so it's
man.
kind of those things I'm thinking
Besides.
about now. Like I'm thinking about now on how to take a project or being creative to a whole different atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Right, which is dope. It's crazy because they say that the whole reason that the drum is the most dominant thing is because of your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything is the synergy with your heartbeat and the percussion. So that's actually a great idea. You said from the UK, that means you reaching out and touching some folks.
Oh yeah, it's this guy, man. He's like a Timberland mixed with something else, man. And his energy is just crazy.
If he's
and
Timberland mixed with me, he's great.
yeah,
Like Timberland mixed
he's
with
something
anything.
else. And just his
He's
passion,
a goat.
like his Instagram, you could see it's a spiritual thing that comes from the creation part of it.
Right.
It's not that okay, I'm just gonna create. It's more a
It ain't
spiritual
wave
connection because it's like you could feel it in the head nod, you could feel it in the movement. You know what I mean? So it's like the beat was kind of like already making itself. You know, it's just something that was like naturally spiritually happening at that. You know, so
So
shout
that
out to
means that's
Patrick.
gonna win. It gotta win.
It got to,
win.
man.
It was
There's
written.
no choice, man. Like I don't care if I gotta run do a Forrest Gump to the next city, next state. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna have to be. You know what I mean?
As far as promo out of state, what are the plans? Are you going to tour? Are you guys going to run around?
That's actually
to East
the
Coast
process.
stuff?
Yeah, we got that. We got a lot of DJs all over the place, like supporting. Like even when my song Passport just dropped, I just had I probably did about how many drops? Q about 30 or 40.
Yeah,
All
about
over
30
the
or 40. Yeah.
We need you guys to come out with us to the DJ Cafe
International DJ Cafe.
coming up. So
Okay.
we'll hit you up about it.
Yeah, we'll let y'all know.
Got you.
Every
Yeah, so we
DJ in the
definitely
city.
we be getting a lot of love all over the country, just the world period. So we definitely trying to set a tour up.
Passport.
Touch
That's
the
my
people.
record, man. I love that record. But I'm
Definitely exciting.
listening to that joint.
It's Most Slept On Radio. Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. We are still on the air. We are on the air till 9 p.m. and we'll be rocking until 9 p.m. And if you know about the room that we referred to earlier, meet us there after this because we'll be in there sipping like I do. Get back at y'all in a minute, man.
Most slept on radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things most slept on.
All things?
All things. Dawn. You are tuned in, Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things most slept on.
All things?
All things.
You're listening to community radio at its best. Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM, serving Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The opinions of this program are not the opinions of the station management or the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation.
You are now listening to WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, and here now, Most Slept On Radio with your host, Big Cuz Live. And we will be talking everything hip-hop, everything meaning everything. We need to talk about the best events, from open mics to the festivals. We need to talk to the best producers, best DJs, best MCs, and have the best interviews, the best photographers, best graphic designers, dancers, and promoters. We need to talk about how to get our young artists set up and not taken advantage of. We need to talk about how to brand yourself and create new ways to make money off of things that you love to do. We need to talk about how to make a difference in our community with hip-hop, and we need to hear from you. Hear what's going on, what's happening out there in North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, Northeast Philly, and all around. We definitely need to talk about what hip-hop means. Helping important people, help other people. We need to do this at all times. You are now connected, plugged in, logged on, tuned to the right channel. This is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, and you are listening to Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from Uptown, North Broad Street, 98.5 WJYN on your FM radio dial.
Yeah. I'm supposed to tell you things will get better. Don't lie to them. Promise you think kill each other. Just try to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, tomorrow's night. Gotta live right. Mama miss you think kill each other. Just try to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, tomorrow's night.
Project. We tryna free the minds, free the projects, free the city, free the world. Build a future for these little boys and girls. Hope we see them turn into queens and kings.
Mama miss you think kill each other.
Yeah.
Just try to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, tomorrow's night.
Shots ring out in the middle of the night on the North Philly street with no street lights. Back block, crack block, where they pump crack rock. Crooked cops take bribes, jack boys hit the jackpot. Murals on the wall, candles on the corner. Another lost soul won't make it to the mall. Bye bye, we wish you well.
Surviving in Philly is like escaping from hell.
Why don't you think kill each other? Why don't you think kill each other? Why don't you think kill we should think kill we should think kill each other?
Free the project, we tryna free the minds, free the projects, free the city, free the world. Build a future for these little boys and girls. Hope you see them turn into queens and kings.
And we're talking about we got you. Daddy, we got you. Freedom project. Just what here comes that got you.
On another Philly corner in the middle of the night, another lost soul won't make it through the night. Fight on sherm sticks, higher than a kite. Had a rusty 22. His head wasn't right, he got the lead off and knock somebody head off. Hello, young world, life is rough. Your iPhone 6, but your values ain't ish. So why you gonna kill somebody over some kicks? Why? Freedom Project, we tryna free the minds, free the projects, free the city, free the world. Build a future for these little boys and girls. Hope we see them turn into queens and kings.
Mama miss you think kill each other. Just trying to see tomorrow. Mama miss you think kill each other. Just trying to see tomorrow.
We need freedom and peace East from the west to the east. Let this song be the sword that just conquered the beast. My music got soul, so my message got reach. The truth is like Tyson and the outcome is bleak. The youth is the future, we got less than a week. If the youth is the future, we got less than a week. We need to change that, rearrange that. Ask these politicians to explain that. It don't make sense. People dying, they just trying to pay their rent. Kids getting killed by their mom and their dad. Cops kill your brother, best friends hate each other, it's sad. This world is gone mad.
What makes you think of each other? Just trying to see tomorrow. Tomorrow's light, tomorrow's night.
Freedom Project, we trying to free the minds, free the projects. Free the city, free the world. Build a future for these little boys and girls. Hope we see them turn into queens and kings.
What makes you think of each other? Just trying to see tomorrow.
We need freedom and peace from the west to the east. Let this song be the sword that just conquered the beast.
Most slept on radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5, and K is a bad girl. I am Sam Malone, Barstool Rude, and we just was out on break talking about steam clams and other things we can't really discuss on this platform. But
seasoning.
If you do want to hear any more about those steam clams and the seasonings and the bases and the herbs and spices that go into the situation,
and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? You could tune in to Tall Table Talk with
info@mostslepton.com.
Tall Table Talk with Teef on Tuesdays.
TTT@mostslepton.com.
Thank you, cousin. That was weird. We still in with Q, Sean Archer, Air Trail, man. The SKE label. Listen, if you know any country singers, because I want to see this, send them Q way, because Q is looking for country, and I want to find some country music that I could vibe to. So I feel like if you know somebody that's talented in the country, got the line dancing situation going on, send them to Q. Whatever they do, I'm sure I could probably vibe to a bit, and we can get me into country music.
He listen to him. You know
I might not let you teach me Spanish, but I'll work on some eclectiveness with the music.
This was crazy about the country thing when you was asking about it, is that like us, we done been to shows. Like we done went to what, Rick Ross, Meek Mills, whatever.
Yeah.
Q said, yeah, we gonna go to the show. I said, all right, cool. Where we going? We gonna go see Carrie Underwood. He took us to the Wells Fargo Center to see Carrie Underwood, which is a country star.
Yeah.
That was my
Super
first
star.
time in the country. I don't listen to country music.
And
but the experience, cause I've been to a lot of shows in my life.
Ants in the Sugar Bowl. Go ahead.
She had the best stage setup I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's real
It
bread.
was crazy.
It's real bread over that side.
It's
There's
another
real
level.
chicken on that side.
Yeah.
Real bread.
It make our side look.
But I mean, and I tell people all the time, I think that going to see things live is probably the best way to ingest them, to be in that environment, to be around that crowd, to see how those people adjusted. Like, for instance, I went to school in Maryland. I went to school in Baltimore. I went to Morgan State. When you out there, you engulfed in club music and go-go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In club music, we in Philly, Jersey, we used to that. Go-go is like extreme, especially when you in the gangster rap and all of that. Like go-go is crazy. But when you go to a live go-go, y'all ever been to one?
Yeah.
You been to one?
I never been.
Hey, you said you went to Morgan. I'm an Aggie myself.
I heard that.
Aggie Pride all day, A&T.
See, that's funny. We play y'all. We bust y'all butt when I was out there, but I'm a little older than you, so you don't even care about that. But no, the live go-go experience was real, which is I guess what you get from a great country show, which is just being in that environment and seeing it. You know, and the thing about go-go that I will say, you're talking about young black kids with instruments. And they trying to play whatever's popping or a way you ain't never heard it and blend it with man. You know what I mean? You gotta
that's what
love
I'm
it.
saying.
Now,
That's
you
what
might
it
not
is.
want to be in the middle of the dance floor. You might get trampled. But it's still a good environment.
I've heard stories though, man. I always
go get shot up. Leave by 1:30.
Right, Young?
Never stay to the end of the
Wow.
You know what I'm saying, Young?
Yeah, I'm saying, Young?
Yeah.
I'm about to start me talking like I'm from DC. I'm not doing it today.
Plus, the beautiful thing with them shows too, you get the like, you know, we rappers, but we looked at some stuff Carrie Underwood did. And I was like, okay, there's some lights and like you learn from it.
No, but that's my thing too. Like I've
thing.
always gone to a lot of concerts. I remember seeing MC Hammer, 100 people on stage, and I'm in like third row. I got sick, but like. Now it's a different thing since I perform and I'm on stage and I'm watching people's stage production. I'm watching timing. I'm watching delivery. I'm watching presence. I'm watching when they decide to talk, how much they decide to talk, their tone. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like I heard 2 Chainz say one time, he said, man, I had to start watching like Jay-Z and Snoop because it wasn't no other tall rappers. And I ain't want to be up there looking goofy.
Yeah, 'cause they tall. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the way you have to carry yourself.
Yeah, it's
that
a lot.
high up, that big arena to come across the way you want to come across without seeming foolish or like you trying too hard. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing about performing, it has to be natural.
Yeah,
people could tell if you forcing it.
Yeah, it's got to be natural.
Yeah, you know, you've had a bad night, it was, I'm going to go and
that's why, for sure, like for this show that we doing, I'm definitely getting a host for sure.
Yeah,
you know, because
I'm available.
All right, that's what's up. No, seriously, because I know I'm not a host. You know what I mean? I never actually done like a real show to host before. I know that's something I want to be able to do. I want to be able to direct the show. You know what I mean? On the way to go. So my main thing is
show. That's a lot of undertaking for you anyway.
Yeah, it's a lot. Exactly, man. So I'm getting some people involved to actually help me put it together, so that way, you know, it's less on me.
Right.
You know, man. I'm just trying to focus and getting this project done. That's really the main thing.
Because at the end of the day, this is all entertainment, and there's no, you know what I mean? You can't be selfish about entertainment. You got to bring together what makes sense. Like you said, with the stage production, them people spend $50,000 a show on a stage. Some
Carrie Jones like millions.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, Kanye talked about that too.
She's getting a different
right.
money.
You're
talking
about
like it's rappers that do that.
No,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's just like you can't. People ain't making 50 a night. You spending 50 on your stage setup.
Right.
But
exactly.
When you see it. It's crazy. Like I was in the Up and Smoke tour. Everybody's stage was different.
Yeah.
And it was crazy from Dub C to Eminem. It was ridiculous. But it was something that I wasn't used to seeing at hip hop concerts.
And it's worth because you remember it to this day. So
absolutely.
It's experienced.
Yeah. And that's like the concerts that I always name are probably the ones that were the best productions. Probably not the biggest tours per se or the biggest names. The ones that you really got to show from. You know what I mean? Because I already knew the songs. Yeah. So you walking back and forth singing this song is cool.
Yeah, but you need to add some elements.
Add other stuff to it.
Techniques and little movie clip and all that other. And
that's the stuff.
Exactly.
You know and that's the type of stuff I just be thinking about. Like, you know, I have the screen with the movies playing, like the smoke. You know what I mean? Get some crazy lights, man, confetti, whatever. You know, just to make the experience. Like, it's always the experience.
You want to have moments.
And you want people to remember you. You want. It's like watching a great movie. Like, you don't want to. Because I done seen a lot of, I ain't gonna name no names, I done seen a lot of performers that I love. Was terrible on stage.
Y'all just named one that I saw stinking. I feel like y'all might have been at the same show I was at. He got the song number 4 and then lost everybody.
You know what's so crazy? But thank God for Amazon, because even a lot of stuff that people spend $50,000, $100,000 on a small scale, you could get those things. They just spend it because I spend $100,000 on my show.
You got to travel with it too.
Yeah,
it's a lot that goes.
It's a lot that goes into it.
Up and travel.
Yeah, you know, but even on the start, you know what I mean. On the start, it's a lot of things that you can do to make it not exactly that, but you can get that same experience.
They cheap.
Yeah, Amazon, man. You get anything you want, man. So I was just thinking about the show. Okay, I need these things. Amazon, you know, I could go there and get it.
And if you give yourself time. If you're not rushing, then
exactly.
Too.
Exactly.
Piece it together.
Everything, exactly.
That's what's all about. And another thing about presentation is that we have so much competition for the entertainment dollar. And for most forms of entertainment that we're used to, you don't even have to leave your house no more.
Yeah, exactly.
So when people come out and see you, want them to feel like they went and saw something.
Yeah, presentation, everything.
Average,
it's everything.
Because it's a big deal now.
Yeah, especially they're gonna be buying a ticket. So it's like when they get just still in the Netflix joint. $10 a month, $8 a month.
You know what? I'm hoping that Netflix and YouTube and all that makes it to the point where the opposite happens. Where people are just sick of being in the house watching TV. Like, I gotta go. Like, I want the opposite to happen. You know what I mean?
We hope for that. You know, but it's so brainwashed now.
Good shows and draw the crowd and do our program.
Yeah,
That's all we could do, man.
That's all we could do.
It's Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5, most slept on radio, every Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. I am your host, Sam Malone. We are in the building with SKE Entertainment, and we'll be right back at y'all in a second, man. Most slept on radio.
2 minutes.
You are tuned in. Most slept on radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things most slept on.
All things?
All things.
Hi, this is Bob Davis. I'm in charge of programming here at Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM here in Philadelphia. Welcome to our new station. We're in test mode right now, but I invite you to stick around and be part of our growth. Our intent is to become your father's black radio station. By that I mean, it's our intention to serve the community, much in the way that black radio stations did before they were taken over by the corporate radio power structure. For example, we've kicked off our programming with independent hip-hop, soul, jazz, and blues that's been ignored by corporate radio. However, we're going to be much...
They're good. Hey, you're good. Bring it down. What's going on with his favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live?
Most slept on radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. cuz that was fly how you did that.
I mean, we got our assistant Tyler here. Shout out
Tyler,
Rec
man.
Philly. You know, Rec Philly hooked us up with an
Rec Philly?
engineer.
Oh, yeah,
We told
yeah.
Rec Philly, we're like, yo, we need an engineer, and voila.
Yeah, Rec Philly been making change for a very long time.
Right,
I remember
right.
when they first started like a long time ago, and I was like, okay, they definitely trying to make a difference. So yeah, definitely a big.
We
shout
had
out.
them here live in the studio, and we communicate with them constantly about events that we have, opportunities that we have, and I really like what they got going on. So shout out Rec Philly and the good work that they got going on over there.
Shout out Tyler, because this trial by fire for him. This is first day here at Teef Leffy, and he's been holding it down ever
That's
since.
what's up, man.
He had a 5-minute run through and he been holding it down, so I appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, man. Because without you, they can't hear us.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
But no, back to what we was talking about and about the entertainment dollar, man. What do you guys value as far as entertainment wise in your personal lives and your free time? What do you guys get into that is exciting to you or mellowing to you?
With me, I like I said, I got a lot of different, man.
See,
from shows to from going to concerts and performances to even just chilling by the water. Like by the water is real relaxing to me. Or I mean, I want to go I want to do crazy skydiving, anything, man. Like,
I'm gonna do the eye fly. But anybody that wants skydive, I'll take your picture.
No, but it's great because I'm scared of heights. Like I probably could stand up on this table and get dizzy.
Yo,
but being as though it's a fear, I'm like, okay, I want to face my fears. I feel like it's a psychological
y'all belong
thing.
together because all y'all just go for it. Like I'm afraid of heights, so I'm gonna jump out of plane.
Yeah.
What?
Got to.
What?
Yeah.
You ain't even supposed to fly if you're afraid. I don't even know you diving. I'm not getting out of any plane that's gonna land on its own. I'm going down with it. I'm sorry.
I'm jumping off that joint.
That's vicious.
It's a little bit of everything, man.
And,
You know,
I mean, that's common now, though. I know people that do it every year.
Yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
birthday
I'm starting to
thing or
see
whatever.
people that do it that I wouldn't even think though. Like what?
Old people,
Yeah.
scary people that won't get on a roller coaster with you jumping out of airplanes. Like
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
bro.
Like,
And they
what
say it's a great time.
Cause when you do
I
stuff
heard.
like one thing it might be something you're scared to do. Like talking in front of a big crowd is one of most people's biggest fears. But when you do something when you actually do something, you realize it's not as bad. That's like into a fight. Like you might people that never fought might be I don't want to fight. You get into a fight and be like, I ain't that bad.
Yeah.
So
No, it's a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you get into bar fights.
That might be the Irish in me, but that's a good time.
Yeah, Irish, y'all crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all crazy.
Yeah, because I'm Irish too.
Exactly. You gotta knock him out. You gotta put him to sleep.
So what about you? What about you, bro?
Some of the same things, man. I like the water. Me, I
Y'all
love
keep
like
talking about this water. I'm gonna ask y'all who her name is too, man.
I got like this crazy thing. I got this crazy thing for like aliens and space and stuff like that. Like that's like really my twist, man. I love like
You a
thinking
sci-fi?
about what's not really sci-fi, man. But I'm always curious about what else is out there besides
I do want to go
us.
to Comic-Con. Y'all ever been to that?
I don't know what that is.
Nah.
Comic-Con.
Yeah,
I heard about it, but I've
cousin
never
will
been
take
there.
you. Shout out Mick the Nerd. He was on Howard Stern. Block.
What is it?
Oh, I'm going with him. It's like where all of the comic books, all the movies, and all.
Yeah,
that.
okay,
got
okay,
you.
yeah,
But they be
yeah.
having the outfits on,
Everybody
man.
wear
People
costumes.
talking about that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Situation.
I never been there
I'm
before,
trying,
man.
bro. I just
but
think it would
yeah.
be different. Like,
You gonna be dressed up? You gonna have an
I would.
Who?
I would do. I don't know. I probably do. What's my man name? Deadpool.
Okay,
Yeah,
Deadpool.
got a
Deadpool's the
mean
man.
joint.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Joe
Deadpool,
kind of
all
tough.
No, it's cool.
And-
It's kind of like a flea market. So bring some pocket change and you buy some weird.
I would go to that
stuff.
too. I go.
Yeah, I would
That's
go to
dope.
something like that.
You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I would want to go as Black Panther, but I'm pretty sure every other
Everybody-
Black
Everybody
Every
gonna have
black
Black.
person
Oh,
gonna
come
do
on.
So
now.
I'm gonna be Deadpool with dreads.
Yeah, that's
I might
dope.
be on. I could be on Crush Bandicoot.
Oh damn.
You gotta find
Hey,
an
what his
outfit.
name? Something Bandicoot.
Something like
Crash
that.
Yeah,
Bandicoot,
Crash
right?
Bandicoot. I could be
Yeah,
the ball,
I remember
man.
that
Have my
game.
joints out in
That's
the
the
back.
PlayStation
Yeah,
1.
you get to have a backpack.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
lit. I got me
Yeah,
my
so a
bag.
little bit of that, man. I've been really focused, like now, just trying to make sure that we get to where we need to be music wise, man. One of the main things I've been really focused is on learning more about data, and how important it is as artists to know about data, and like for instance, the show, that I want to put together, I need to know how many people coming. Who gonna spend what kind of dollar?
You talking algorithm type.
That type of stuff, man. I've been just thinking about it. Even just how deep Instagram work on what's the best time to post a picture up.
Right.
Okay. If you don't get this many amount of likes at this particular time, that means they throw your joint down. Like quick. It's like so much stuff. So data, a lot of
But then they changed that.
They change it all the time, man. So I'm always thinking about how can we get an edge over everybody else that won't really point out the particulars and just data and the algorithms and stuff that drives us artists to take it to the next level. Social media, all that stuff, So Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I've been looking at, man, is how to track data and be more analytical about things.
It's one of the things I've been looking into too. I've been having a hard time with it, but I've definitely been trying to figure it out.
It's a headache,
and I've been
man.
talking to people, and you learn a little bit here and there, but then they switch it 2 weeks later.
Yeah, they switch a lot. Yeah,
They switch it a lot.
You know, they also pay attention when people complaining.
Exactly.
So once the people complain, then they say, all right, well, let's accommodate them, and then you done figured out the play, and now that ain't the play no more. Because remember, you used to only see people from 21 hours ago. Like all day on your time. So I'm seeing all these 18, 21 hours ago. What happened to 2 hours ago?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they switched that.
They switched that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it's all. Cause this is what I learned too, man. A lot of the digital agencies, like the actual company agencies that probably drive like influencers, like they know the updates before anybody do. Absolutely. So I've been working with different digital agencies to get the updates. Okay, what's going on? What's next? You know, what I need to do. You know what I mean? What time should I post this? How many likes do I need so that way it can stay in people's feeds? So all that little
I need
small.
to copy your notes.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. I need the edge, man. I think that's a lot of people missing that edge, man, to get it to the next level sometimes, man. Those little things are important, especially in our digital age now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because we've actually touched on a lot of things that are important if you are an artist or you are a business person and you like entertainment. Like, we're talking about the things that are cornerstones. We're talking about building your network. We're talking about knowing how to operate, how to move, and building yourself to a certain place that people want to deal with you. We're talking about presentation.
Yeah,
you know
presentation,
what I mean?
everything.
We're talking about algorithms and trying to figure out which way the ball is going to roll. You know what I mean? Things like that are important because it's not free. Everybody's time is valuable.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste talent.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to take your best shot at it. So this is a perfect interview for a lot of people to listen to that might not know how deep it really goes. Like, people look good, you know, you get to wear a good t-shirt when you on a radio interview, but sometimes you looking like Big Cuz in the corner sweating somewhere trying to get it done.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like,
and I think people should see
thing. And honestly, people should see both sides of that because there's other people that's doing the same thing. So
absolutely.
Even when it comes to presentation and social media, understanding like social media, like your Instagram is basically like your channel.
Yeah, it is.
Like your TV channel.
Everybody has their own broadcast.
So what is it about your channel that you want to keep people watching it? Like, you might watch a channel, somebody might watch VH1, they like whatever's on there. Why are they watching it? So what is on your channel? So the people that's into the things that you into, they gonna follow you and stay on your channel.
But that's what really confuses me about most people when they go live and stuff like that on social media. What makes you think that we just want to look at your face or just want to see you smoke the whole time?
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, you showed us 3 selfies today. From the same place in your car and at your desk that you've been showing us for the last 5 years.
Exactly.
Then you gave us a throwback selfie from the same pic with the same face expression from the same car from 5 years ago. Now you put out a video and you just showing us your face.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know
like,
what's so
yo,
crazy?
you ain't that fly. I'm sorry. Like, it has to be something, even if you got an opinion. All them Nicki Minaj facial expressions, because dudes doing
Get him out of here, Sam.
That's not what it is.
Get him out of here.
That's not content.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Instagram know
selfies
this.
is promo for your flyers and your artwork. That's
out of pocket. That's not professional.
And it's crazy because Instagram know that. Like, they know if you post a picture that you posted up last week, it's not valuable to anybody.
Yeah.
It's out of here. They know. That's what I'm saying. Like, some people may not know. They be like, okay, I'm gonna post the same picture I had up last week because it's fly as heck. You know what I mean? But that's not the case because Instagram gonna toss that. Like, it's that deep, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
presentation, man. Like,
but it's funny because this is what happens when you give everybody their own channel. When you give everybody their own network.
Yeah, it's going over.
Everybody's an entertainer. Everybody's a
Exactly.
weatherman. Everybody's a journalist. Everybody got sports opinions. And
everybody's psychologist.
It's crazy.
Yeah, everybody a motivational speaker.
Everybody motivational.
And you can't get mad at it because you see a lot of good out of it too. You see people that had attributes that you didn't know, or that discovered attributes that they didn't know.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That actually had talents that was uncovered and got platforms because of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is nonsense, and it's like, show me something besides your face. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Quick story. My homegirl's on vacation. Like, a bunch of my friends went on vacation, guys and girls. They in the rainforest, waterfalls, and all that.
Okay.
She got the selfie video going. Yeah, it's so pretty out here. Oh my God, can y'all see the waterfall? Hold on, watch out. I'm trying to get the waterfall.
Home, but she was in the way though.
All you gotta do is turn your camera and
look,
point it at the
so they can
waterfall.
look at the
But
waterfall.
you're trying to get your face at the same time.
Nah, but somebody would have said she was frauded and she voiced over somebody else's video.
But if you already spent the first 30 seconds with us in your face, we could get a little click at the cliff. Like, let us see the cliff.
Yeah,
like, I want to see. I'll be honest, and I'm not really against selfies. I'm just against the ones that only show your face if that's all you want to show us.
Yeah,
if you in the
some
crowd,
people want to be
let us see the crowd.
the center of attention all the time, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because to be honest, like the only people that care about how cute you are, you already know them. The rest of us really don't.
Yeah.
The rest of us want to be entertained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or we want some form of excitement.
And I think what it is, people don't be thinking. I don't think they thinking that technical. They don't understand. Like my grandpa would always saying, the eye eats before the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see a plate. And you can look at it like, that look nasty. That could be the best looking, the best tasting plate ever.
World, right.
But if you see a plate that look good, you're like, I want to try it.
Presentation is
so
everything.
Presentation is everything. So you already got to be mindful of that.
So
yeah,
plating
exactly.
and all of that is a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a big deal. But I think with social media, a lot of it is monkey see, monkey do. People think I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah, I'm supposed to.
Because this is what people do. This is what I'm supposed to do. As opposed to using it for what I thought it was going to be, which is a way for us to find out more about each other and things that we don't know.
Exactly.
As opposed to seeing more repeated behavior.
Yeah. It's a circus, man.
It is.
That's
but
all it is now.
I guess numbers-wise, it's the regular ratio. Like, a majority of people in this world are followers.
Yeah, it's what it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And only a certain amount of people in this world are entertainers.
Yeah.
And so forth and so on. But it's definitely frustrating. And I love talking to people that see the value in doing things outside of what's the norm on those kind of platforms to try to expand what they're doing as a brand. Because like what he said, well, we're trying to figure out social media. A lot of people say that, and that's all they do.
Right, exactly.
And then when they do that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, it's nice talking to people that know the value on other forums and trying to make it a bigger thing than just look at me.
Yeah, you want people to connect to you.
Yeah.
All right, can we talk about some current trends in the city? And one of the trends being right now, shout out Most Slept On. Well, besides sipping with Sammie, of course you're a trend. That's amazing. I just want to shout out a Most Slept On artist that came onto our stage who's really setting a trend right now. That's Fees Banger.
Yeah, shout out Fees Banger.
Who is doing the reenactments? Who's doing the kind of how got you CTFU kind of did like the guerrilla comedy minute clips.
Oh, gotcha.
Well,
right.
now Fees is taking that and kind of like doing that with hip hop and acting it out.
Okay.
And then now
it's conflict resolution. Just walk up on a dice game when altercation go out and be like, oh.
And then start rapping.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's creativity, man.
He's been on the news and all
art.
that. He's doing his thing, man.
That's cool. Yeah, shout out.
I'm rolling off your role with this, and I just want to say that we're just rolling off of that. Like, what if it is a follower type of situation? What if we do set the trend, like Fees Banger is setting the trend with some positive content? What if we could set the trend with this 10,000 basketballs? Right. What if you think that? Well,
major.
That's all I got.
Yeah. But once again, man, please look into the Philly Freedom Project, because the 10,000 basketball idea is probably bigger than you really are aware of. You know what I mean? And not saying you gentlemen, I'm talking about our listeners, because a lot of people don't play basketball.
But that's no ego thing. Like if somebody rips that off of us, that was the whole point.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Please donate more basketballs to the
Yeah. Like you're not copying my style, Jay.
Like,
nobody cares.
That's
and what's dope about it. You know what I mean? That's what's dope about it. And 300 is a lot. Like when you say 10,000 basketballs, people think you're gonna give out 20.
That's a whole lot.
When you tell them we just grabbed 3 on the first Yaskadaminski, it's bigger things to be had. You know what I mean? And it shows the dedication and the work.
300.
300. I got
20 basketballs is a lot,
bro.
Because just looking at it, like
that keep them from running and doing.
I put
something
4
else.
full-size big trash bags full of balls in the truck last night, man, and I wasn't. It was a bunch of trucks pulling up.
So speaking on that, and I'm gonna take us out with the 2 minutes. We got SKE Records in the building. Shout out Sean Archer, Tro Mac, and Q the Question. Really appreciate y'all presence here. Q is doing a great job with production, and Tyler on the boards filling in for the good brother Teef. But just wanted to say thank you, everybody. Next week, we're going to be launching a lot of new information about the Philadelphia Freedom Project. I just want y'all to stay tuned. Shout out the major people that have been supporting us, and we'll be coordinating a lot of stuff within the next couple weeks. So just stay tuned. And if you want to get involved, and if you want to help us out with logistics, even just bringing out the next rollout of the situation that we're about to unroll, and hopefully we can really steamroll, like snowball this whole situation. I know it's summertime, we ain't thinking about snowball, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Most Slept On Radio, Philly Freedom Project at gmail.com. Sipping with Sammie, check them out. Talking more about this tomorrow night. Flyboy Radio's 4 to 6, GlockawareRadio.com.
Every Friday.
You are tuned in, Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things Most Slept On.
All things?
All things.
Hi, this is Linda Richardson, president of the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation. The Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation is a nonprofit, tax-exempt organization and is the owner of the historic Uptown Theater and WJYN 98.5 FM. The restoration of the Uptown Theater into a multimedia tech center needs your help. We are requesting donations to restore the Uptown Theater to preserve R&B history and renovate the theater into a performing arts venue. For more information, call 215-236-1878 or visit PhiladelphiaUptownTheater.org and make an online donation.
You are now listening to WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, and here now, Most Slept On Radio with your host, Big Cuz Live. And we will be talking everything hip-hop, everything meaning everything. We need to talk about the best events, from open mics to the festivals. We need to talk to the best producers, best DJs, best MCs, and have the best interviews, the best photographers, best graphic designers, dancers, and promoters. We need to talk about how to get our young artists set up and not taken advantage of. We need to talk about how to brand yourself and create new ways to make money off of things that you love to do. We need to talk about how to make a difference in our community with hip-hop, and we need to hear from you, hear what's going on, what's happening out there in North Philly, South Philly, West Philly, Northeast Philly, and all around. We definitely need to talk about what hip-hop means, helping important people, help other people, and we need to do this at all times. You are now connected, plugged in, logged on, tuned to the right channel. This is your favorite cousin, Big Cuz Live, and you are listening to Most Slept On Radio, broadcasting live from Uptown, North Broad Street, 98.5 WJYN on your FM radio dial.
Flashpoint. Chris Vance. Bad One. A-Track. JC.
One time like, okay, the rebirth of the essence of G Wranglers and white on whites, and never had to catch the light off hype. I stood tall enough for me to be the one that the city is living through. The city is in the groove, word that the lines are regarded us. Point guard, Damian Lillard. So when the score's up, point to God, may he be witness to what the slaughter was. Never was easy to read. You reaching for me, know if you speaking to me, then you speaking to all of us. Yo-yo to rock and bubble like if you was the yo-yo to rock, leaning on the cube, whoa. 3 lines, 1 rhyme, menage rhythm. So when the convo is me, notice the talk's different. Now I'm outdoing myself. To go up against my faves is outdoing the help. So I'm back to it if the signal is a go. SK, Chris Vance, game winning pick and roll. What's up?
I just thought I'd let you know that ain't nobody I know that know me don't know that I am nothing short of who I am, and that be a struggling soul. With the heart of a hustler, trudging along on this road. With the heart of a brother, weight on the world on his back. Calling family, anything else will happily lack. Sacrifices of women, pain's a part of the love. The vision is the goal, but it's the story that makes you such a
Yeah, I'm here with this spinning pad, trying to bubble to something. On my last dice roll, double or nothing, done with the front end. Yeah, I was lunching, till I wasn't eating, now I'm back at the lunch, and the ravage the function, the stash is disgusting. A long way from 16 to them front steps, dying to catch wreck from rookie stars and vets. This song, it's in my chest, I made it through plenty fires. Until I'm labeled the best, I don't think I'll ever retire. The greatest, what I aspire to be. Crafting these verses with precision, Bruce Lee on the beat. A star on the sheets of the plush hotel suite. Bullet through Ben Laden's eyes, did I'm elite. 1000% from my dome to my feet. Bro, life in it, but I'm still coming for them cheeks. So big that I'm aiming up for the sky. Straight up out of the zoo when I got that barrel brother, that's murder coming for you.
I just thought I'd let you know that ain't nobody I know that know me don't know that I am nothing short of who I am, and that be a struggling soul. With the heart of a hustler, trudging along on this road. With the heart of a brother, weight on the world on his back. Calling family, anything else will happily lack. Sacrifices of women, pain's a part of the love. The vision is the goal, but it's the story that makes you such a whoa.
You are now in the presence of rap legend, legendary presence itself.
for real MC.
You are now in the presence, in the presence of Chris Van.
Legendary.
Most slept on radio, Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5 FM. It is the most slept on radio show, and we are nearing the end of our situation. But right now, we have the lovely Kay in the situation room. What up? With some updates for you folks. What you got going on, Kay? Tell the people, man. So they already told you about the Fishtown Get Down happening on Saturday. That's over at Frankfurt and Berks from 1 to 7. Okay. Hypothetically, You sure? but we'll see. All It might go till 9. We'll see. We'll see. Cause she do what she want. That's true. When you control the venue, you can do those things. Say that.
All right.
But that's happening on Saturday. That's over at Frankfurt and Berks. After that, coming up next week, we got a great situation called Night Market. So if you guys haven't been to a night market before, it's a huge food truck festival. It brings out like 15,000 people to the neighborhood. It's gonna be over in Kensington. It's on Frankfurt Ave from Sargent down to Palmer.
Okay.
So
Tails and rice and beans. Y'all got that out there.
I'm sure everything. There'll be a truck dead out there.
Is it how much? Is it free?
It's free. It's a free event. You gotta pay for the food. You gotta pay for the food, but you get in for free. You get in for free. Entry is free. And the other thing is, there's a beer sponsor. Shout out Penn Brewing Company. Okay, y'all got Penn.
Yeah.
That's dope. So they're gonna be doing the beer for us. They're a whole distribution company, so they got a whole bunch of brews out there. You can find something you want for sure. And then PBC is also within the footprint, so if you want some Philadelphia Brewing Company, you can always go there as well. So that's over August 9th, 6 to 10. That's a Thursday night. Come on out. Get some food trucks. I'll be out there. Yeah, he will. And that's going to be happening on Frankfurt Avenue from Palmer up to Sargent.
Cool.
That's what's up. Anything else? That's it? That's it for now. I
You
mean,
just
you
mean
know
like
I always got more in the
hungry.
tuck, but... When are we starting your fundraisers for your campaign? When you running for office? Listen. You're not going to get in there
She running for office?
That's about 5 years
well.
away. That's part of the 5-year plan. I got to make 2 more real estate purchases before I run a campaign. All right, so we'll what's up. see y'all in 6 months.
I'm a campaign manager. All right.
No, he's not, because he is not my spokesperson. Now I'm very afraid. I was just so optimistic for you, Kay. Now Cuz just made me nervous for you. You know I know better than to let Cuz speak for me. All right. Smart woman, man. Good woman. If y'all don't know Kay, y'all need to get to know Kay. Like she say, she run the venue. She make up the times if she want to. So that's the kind of people you need to be in cohesion with.
That's true.
Real, you know, I'm Scott Aminsky. Get your Trump Russia on with her. But we still got SKE Records in the building. Sean Carter's still in, man. Cue the question to Troll Mac, man. Fellas, man, it's been a pleasure having y'all, man. Anything else we need to touch on?
Nah, man. We just the project.
I mean, Q is going to say go with the flow, so we don't really want Q's answer because we got that 5 times already.
Yeah, Q chilling, man. Q a
He the
star
coolest.
already. He don't need to be at this.
Wait, but crazy, right?
Yeah, he's a
got
star
Hollywood.
already.
He been holding the microphone for the last 40 minutes. Nobody
I'm just chilling. You know
He's
what I mean?
literally been holding it.
Because I gotta tell
Like
them.
this.
Make sure they promote them singles. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, where can the good people find you at though? What platforms you on? Where is it all at?
Everywhere. Let's see. SoundCloud, Trail Mac, Instagram, TRELMACK, Twitter, all the same. TrailMacForever.com. Y'all definitely go to the website. I'm trying to build up my email list, man, and that's the first thing that's gonna pop up. But you know, I promise I won't spam y'all, but definitely give y'all some good content.
Email lists are important, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell people, man. I really, you know, what's so crazy, man. Like just going through my whole email list, I never realized how important it was that build that. And over the last, I'm gonna say, couple months, man, I just see the difference on response.
Okay.
You know, knowing who's really there for you.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't realize that I could just easily just pull out 250, 300 people just through email and say, hey, I got this happening, and they'll respond. You know,
Talking about logistics again.
Exactly, man. Even before I came here, I don't know who was on the DM on
our page.
On the page, was that you? That was something. And I asked y'all, I was like, okay, is it live and all that stuff? Because I sent out the email and they was like, yo, is it live? Where I'm gonna find it at? And that's one of the main reasons I reached out to you because I wanted to get that out to people. Even though you got, yeah, it took a little minute. You did, but. You know, but that was my point. That email list, how important it is, and how responsive you could be when you know you got exactly the people that's going to support you. So.
Well, that's exactly why every DJ, everybody who throws a party, got you RSVP in these days. Yeah, like you got to RSVP ahead of time because that's how they get you on your email list, and that's how they out here promoting their next project, their next event.
I stole this idea from Future. Shout out to Future. It's this thing called Open Fan. It's a good resource for artists.
Repeat that for him.
It's Open Fan, the OPEN fan, FAN, and it's a real great tool to build that mailing list up. And I seen it on Future page, so I clicked on the link. I said, forget that, I'm gonna put that on mine too. And it's pretty cool. Yeah. So any up and coming artist that has that, man, that's a great
Q,
tool.
You didn't tell me about it, Q. You holding out, Q.
Hey man, that's why we a team.
Too much going with the flow, Q. Need you to speak up.
That's why we a team, man. You know, he might think of something that I didn't think of. Vice versa. You know?
Well, I see that y'all work. You know,
yeah,
it's a good balance with y'all.
It's a good balance. Yeah,
it's a good balance because everybody's thinking of different ways to be innovative for the situation and really doing their homework and applying their strengths to it, and that's what's important. And
exactly. Yeah. Me. I am SeanArcher.com. That's my website. You know, I'm trying to build my list up as well. You know, I am Sean Archer is the Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and then like I said, our music is on everywhere, like anywhere. You Google Trell Mac, you Google Sean Archer, and a lot of things will pop up. Cue the question too. You Google.
Wait, but how do you spell Sean?
Oh, Sean SHAW in the right way.
Right.
That's the right way?
Yeah, that's the right way. The other way is the wrong way, yeah.
The other way, the Irish way.
Yeah. SHAW in the right way. SHAW and Archer, ARCHER.
I got a
bomb in here. Ooh, shots. Crazy said your name spelled wrong.
You know, just check me out. Cue the question, Instagram, Twitter, social media. Cue the question, gonna get at you, you know?
I heard that, man.
And
Definitely
of course,
Q gonna get at you
Facebook.
because Q's going with the flow. So if you flowing his way, he gonna flow back at you. We gonna close out with a song, actually. But yeah. Kay, shout out your social media information and how to reach you, your email.
So if you want to get me on some business things and check out the Frankfurt and Berks venue, the NKCDC Garden, over at Frankfurt and Berks, you can get at me at kanderson@nkcdc.org. Anything else, you can find me on Instagram at FontPhilly. That's my street art name. Do a little of that as well.
Okay.
See my murals here and there.
Okay.
On Facebook, on Facebook, I'm at K Anderson. That's spelled KAE Anderson with an O.
Appreciate you, Kay, as always, holding us down. She got all the audio visual popping for us too. We didn't tell y'all that, but the
it
reason
looks
y'all
really
gonna look
good. Shout out Fan Productions.
she put the work in. You know what I mean?
That's the type of people
and
you gotta
the
know.
reason we'll be able to rebroadcast this is because she put the work in.
Let's
So
go.
that's what I'm saying, man. I'm not a groupie. I just like to salute people that do real things. And I am Sipping with Sammie, Barstool Rube, at sippingwithsammie.com, at Flyboy Radio, on
Tomorrow.
Glockaware.com, Glockaware Radio, every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. We are in the building. It's a lituation, and we will have SKE through there sooner than later. You know what I mean? And you can curse on my cipher so we can get busy.
That's cool.
But
Exactly.
you know what I mean? This is Most Slept On Radio. But before we get out of here, I want Cuz to give us one last word. I only need one. Come on, Cuz.
What up, cousin?
And we out this pup. Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5, Most Slept On Radio. I am your host, Sipping with Sammie. See you next Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Uptown Radio.
You are tuned in. Most Slept On Radio. You are tuned in. Most Slept On Radio. Broadcasting live from the Uptown Music Theater, WJYN 98.5 on your FM radio dial, with your host, your favorite cousin, Big Cuz. Big Cuz Live, and we'll be covering all things Most Slept On.
All things?
All things.
Hi, this is Linda Richardson, president of the Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation. The Uptown Entertainment and Development Corporation is a nonprofit, tax-exempt organization and is the owner of the historic Uptown Theater and WJYN